Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now this is a very anticipated video. We have very luckily been given early access to the JUREN hero, as we are actually a Ubisoft partner, so very grateful to them for that. But it means that I can basically go through the whole moveset for you in detail and show you everything that I have learned through testing out this character, so that when the hero is finally released and you get your hands on it, you can know how to use it as best you can. So, he is a heavy character. He's classed as a hard character, as you can see here, and he's known as being unpredictable and opportunistic. And of course, he's from the Wulin faction, which is the Chinese faction of the game For Honor, which is what we're playing. So, let's get straight into it. Now, there's a fair bit to learn, I will say. Obviously, him being hard, that's no surprise to you. So let's just begin with the basics. So moveset, here we go. So we've got Defiant Stab, then we've got Defiant Swipe, we've got Devastating Jab and Devastating Swing. So basically your light and heavy attacks, and they can be chained infinitely as well. So make a note of that. Now the whole thing about JUREN is that he can do a tap attack and a hold attack, and that goes for everything, so just bear that in mind throughout this entire moveset. If you're playing on a controller, obviously you just tap a button and you just hold it. Same with mouse and keyboard. Can't really say it more simply than that. That's how it is. So tap light attack looks a bit like this. Does 12 damage, and then you've got the hold light attack, which does 16 damage. Then you've got the heavy attack, which does 24, that's the tap heavy attack, and then hold heavy attack, also does 24, but then does a follow-up of 3 as well, unique damage for the 27 damage. Now on to the next stuff. So as I said, after any opener or chain attack, you can basically chain infinitely, so let's just have a look at that. So, yeah, you can basically light spam all you want if you do wish to, but they can parry it. And if you keep doing that attack, then it can be quite telegraphed, so just to bear that in mind. I will just put my opponent here on regenerate, because otherwise he's going to keep dying. And the same goes for heavies. So yeah, you get the idea, and you can use basically a finisher by doing the hold attack. So you can do light and then hold R1, but you can't chain after you've done the hold attack. That is one thing to note. So I can't then go straight into the chain after that. Same thing with the heavy attack. So heavy, and then the hold, and as you can see there, you get a different property. That is the unblockable property, so bear that in mind. The top version of that does a little bit more than the side. The side only does 28, but the top does 30, so bear that in mind for the section later on when we do the Max Punishes. And as you can see there, that's Havoc Harbinger, that's known as. So there we go. That's the icon legend, by the way, just to reference what these do. As you can see there, there's some icons there, things like hyper armor, and then you've got things like undodgeables. So that's for the light attack. So that's something to bear in mind. Now you've got your zone attack here, which looks like this. Now, of course, that's the tap version. Does 14 damage, and then you hold it, and does 24. Now this is really unique and quite useful actually, because you can have hyper armor at the same time as it being an unblockable. So great for team fights when you're going to get hit and you also want to make sure that your opponent is forced into doing a parry or a dodge. So yeah, that's a pretty decent move. However, you can't feint it. So yeah, that was me spamming the feint button and I couldn't feint it. The next thing, of course, he has a dodge. Looks like this. But you can also hold it down, and then you'll notice my guard here will become a full block. So there you go. And that means that anyone who attacks you will basically just bounce off of you. You won't get hit. Unless it's, of course, an unblockable. So that's those 4. Now moving on to the next 4. You've got a dodge heavy. So he's not a dodge light character, he's dodge heavy. So dodge heavy there for 14. You do left and right. And then you can also do forward, but not back. Probably guess. And then there's a variant of that again, the hold variant looks like this. So dodge and hold heavy is an unblockable variant. So that works from any side. And that does 22 damage as well, so quite a bit up from the 14. Worth noting you can feint that as well. But you can't feint just the dodge heavy tap version. So then the next thing, so you've got elemental force, which is your running into heavy attack. And then you've got unstoppable force, which is the hold variant, and it is unblockable as well. So you're running along like this, and then you can do tap R2 for the 18 damage, and then you can also do the hold for the 20 damage. And that's like an AoE effect for minions as well, so bear that in mind. It does kill a fair few of them if you're in Dominion in the mid lane. So yeah, pretty cool, pretty smashing, if you pardon the pun. Anyway, moving on, we've got, well, he's got guard break, which is understandable. So you can UB, yeah, as you might think. And obviously means you can throw them wherever you want. We'll cover it in the max punish, but you get heavy. But also, you can do a hold down variant again, which looks like this, and does damage straight off of the GB itself as an input. So that does 14. So yeah, don't have to do anything else. You'll smack them to the floor and do the 14. And obviously that's less than doing a GB and a heavy if you can get it. However, in a gank scenario, that means that your opponent is completely defenseless and your enemies can get damage as well. So bear that in mind when you're calculating how much damage you can get on them. The next thing then, Peacebreaker. So after any opener or chain attack, you can press your guard break button, and then you can also hold it as well. So by chain attack, obviously that means that you have to be doing an attack first. So let's just do heavy and then tap, and that does 16 damage, holds them in place. And then the same thing for the hold variant. So we'll do heavy, heavy, and then hold. And that does 5 damage, but it pushes them away, and for those eagle-eyed viewers, as you saw, they get stunned when they hit the wall, or staggered, is probably the correct term. So that is those 4. Then you've got your dodge forward bash, just like this. And you get a confirmed light from that. And you also get a confirmed hold light as well for 2 extra damage. However, you can't chain that. So that was just the tap light. As you can see, you can chain that. And then you have the forward forward dash hold bash. If I can get my words out, which looks like this. And that actually does 18 damage, which is a fair amount for a bash input in itself. So that is a nice little move there, nice little mix up. And then the final thing is that he does have a full block, which is the Indomitable Stance, which looks like this. And that means that no matter what your opponent does in terms of attacking you with non-unblockable attacks, he will not be able to hit through you. So you can use that to kind of take a bit of a breather. You can also use that in chain, which we'll talk about in a sec, and recoveries as well. To basically make sure that you're not going to get spammed by attacks. So if you don't like light spam, go into that, and then they won't be able to actually hit you. So yeah, there we go. And that is all of the moveset. So that's all the basic stuff covered for this section, and now we will move on to the advanced moveset. Okay, so now on to the advanced moveset, and as I was thinking about what I was going to say for this, pretty much his basic moveset is kind of like his advanced moveset. It's already kind of complex as it is. There's not really a good starter for this. You have to sort of go straight into it and basically realize that you have two different versions of every attack. So what we'll do is we'll just go down the left-hand side of the hero-specific moveset here. So as you can see, very simply, you've got tap and hold variations for every attack, so that counts for bashes and guard breaks and dodges, as well as the light and heavy attacks. Then, as we can see here, so tap attacks in chain, or can basically be chained, but hold attacks are finishers. So you can't do light, hold light, and then another attack, same as the heavy, and then hold heavy. You can't then attack straight after that in chain. So it kind of, obviously that animation looks pretty finishing, so to speak, as it is. So that is that. Then you've got your indomitable stance, which is the full block. So he blocks in all directions, but attacks are not interrupted on block. So that actually is 1 point. So if they normally do a light and it is normally stopped in its tracks, so for example, Orochi's dodge light, which was changed to if they block it, then he can't follow up with another attack. In this case, he can, because it's not interrupted on block, essentially. Then the thing you can do is you can cancel recoveries with it. So that means the time frame after your attack. So if I do dodge forward heavy, I can then go straight into it pretty quickly. And that's classed as a finisher as well. So like that finisher there, you can go straight into it and then you can start doing some other stuff. So you can dodge. So when you're in this stance, you can dodge as well from it. So that means that basically you could do something like this. You could do light, finisher, go into it, then bash, and then there you are. You can go straight into your bash mix-up from it as well. Instead of having something like this where it's like that, and then you have to basically end your chain and then start a new bash. So it's kind of a nice little mix-up there. And if you're in a gang scenario, then you'll be blocking attacks all around. So that's something to note. So then you've got soft feints, so heavy openers and heavy in chain attacks can be soft feinted into indomitable stance. So heavy opener is this one here. As you saw, I did not press the feint button, and you can just go like that. Can't do it with a dodge forward heavy though. You can't do it with a dodge forward hold heavy either. Neither can you do it with the dodge left and right hold heavies. So that's something to note. So heavy attacks in chain as well. So let's do a chain one just to show you. You can do that. And you can also do it with unblockable in chain as well as the hold initial opening heavy. So yeah, it's just the dodge heavies that you can't do that with. Then you've got indomitable lunge. So I think we did mention this in the basic moveset because it's basically just in there. Just the hold dodge means that you block from every side. So let's like that. So there you go. What I will actually do is I'll very quickly then heavy on. So as you can see there, I'm blocking from every direction, even though I'm dodging forward. So there you go. So if my guard is not in the right place, then it will still block. So hopefully it does it from the side now. There you go. Dodge forward, guard was at the top, and it's still blocked. So that is that. Then extended dodge, so this is basically your left and right. Lion's Fury has extended dodge property. Lion's Fury, of course, being the unblockable hold version of the attack. And the nearest I can think of is Jangjong. Basically, you dodge for a longer period of time. So you can obviously feint it. And it takes a lot longer than the dodge heavy tap. Just like that. And yeah, animation starts off kind of looking like the tap version and then goes into the lock wall, so a nice little mix up there. So for people who react on animation, that'll be a little bit different, a little bit difficult for them to do. Overbearing Bite allows you to recover some health. It's not very much, to be honest, so I wouldn't be looking to, you know, get a load of health back like maybe Shaman would do. Let's just get some health taken away from us and not have it on generate health, so you can see how much it actually heals. So, right, I've got some damage there. So now if I take that off, go over to this guy and do this move, you can see it's a very tiny amount that it heals. So it takes like three of them, I think, to heal 24. So maybe it's like 8. Maybe it heals you like 8-ish. I think that's probably the right number. But anyway, it might be helpful. Who knows? In certain situations. So then parry can lead to Peace Breaker and Crown Breaker. These moves, of course, are your follow-up with the guard break button. So after any open or chain, you can press it, but then after a parry as well. So let's get this guy to attack us again. And press it straight away. And get that. And then do the hold button. And the bash staggers them if they hit a wall. So as you saw there, I got a heavy from it. So that is a nice little thing to note there. You might want to use that to bash them off of a ledge as a parry. So bear that in mind. What else have we got? Block dodge. Dodge in the direction of an incoming attack just before impact to block it. I guess it's nice. You might dodge and accidentally block something. I feel like this is not something you'd really go for because there's so many other different things that you could do to actually get damage, like parry, for example. You don't have a crushing counter. You haven't got... It's not like a deflect, like a shoulder clip or a shoulder pin like Valkyrie. So this doesn't really do much, to be honest. But I will just quickly try and show it off. I just missed the timing there. So yeah, my guard was on the right hand side, but dodged and got it from the left, and same there. So yeah, so that just proves it. And then you have Revenge, which all characters do, and it's very helpful if you're getting ganked like crazy. So yeah, there you have it. That is all of the advanced movesets. In terms of combos, so let's just show you some stuff here. So you might want to do something like this. That is obviously a pin as well, so a few little tips here. That can net you some more damage if you're going to get a gank. Same with this move. They obviously can't do anything. They're completely defenseless in that situation. Okay, so now we're going to get into the Max Punishes, and as you can imagine, because he has two different variants of each attack, it can get a little bit complicated in places, but we'll start with the simple stuff. So, for heavies, correct answer is a hold down light for 16 damage. Now, this is the most optimal in terms of stamina and time, but you can also get 16 from the follow-up bash, which does 16, but that does take a bit of time, and you might as well just do the light. I would also say though that in doing the hold down light, it ends your chain, so you can't then follow up with something else. So in most cases, it's probably going to be best to just do the light and then a follow up like that, and then you can go into your mix up and, you know, potentially get more damage from an unblockable. So yeah, it's only if you're like your opponent's really close to death and you want to make sure you kill them. The other thing, however, is that you can also get heavy if you have a wall behind them. By doing the hold down bash, and the max punish in this case is 25. so that's the hold down heavy. So you only get an extra 1 damage for holding it down, as opposed to just the heavy. Now again, because you can chain that, it's probably best just to not have the 1 damage and go for the the chain basically. So if I just do that again, he didn't hit all the time, but hit all this time. We can do heavy, and then we can go into another chain. So there we go. So that is all the max punishes from the heavy. So essentially it's 16 with the lights, and then it's 24 when they hit a wall if you do the full-up bash, and they have a wall behind them. Then for a light attack, it is heavy again. But this time it's the top heavy, and it's the whole. So you get 27 from that, with 24 initial, and then 3 as a special. But again, you can chain it if you just do the tap version, and then you can potentially get more offense from that. So, like that. He's just trying to parry me there, but yeah, you can then chain it basically. So that is the simple stuff from parry punishes. Now it gets a little bit more complicated when they go out of stamina. So as you can see there, by the way, parry, dodge and block are automatic for this bot. It can slightly differ when it's an actual player with dodge and wake up, etc., but we will go with this for now. It's pretty much confirmed. It's like 99% confirmed that this is what the max punishes will be. So right, let's get this guy out of stamina. Right, so he's exhausted, so when there's no walls around, the max punish is top heavy into unblockable heavy, which is 54 damage. And this works from any side. Make sure that that second unblockable heavy is from the top, because you do 30 as opposed to 28. So if we put them behind, just to show you as well, top, and then hold top. Now, if we throw them to the side and do top into side, as you can see, it does 28. So yeah, you get slightly less. But it might be better to do that when you're in a anti-gank scenario, because then you might have a bit more hitbox to work with to hit some other opponents as opposed to the top. So what now if they try to parry you whilst they are out of stamina? So you can get a nice juicy bit of damage if they try and parry you. So like this, you do zone into top heavy instead, which gets you a nice 44 damage. Doesn't work with the heavy to heavy, so if you see here, they will be able to get back up and parry you or block you if you don't do a unblockable. Alternatively though, you can just dodge to the side, and then you can do the normal out of stamina punish of a throw, which is 54, so that is the true max punish technically. Now it gets a little bit complicated when there's a wall behind them, and you can get some huge damage from this kind of stuff. You can basically get like 65 damage and upwards, which is quite big. So let's throw them here. We do a heavy, light, bash, and then a heavy. So you've got 24 plus 12, so that's 36, plus 5, that's 41, plus 24, which is 45, 65, yeah, if my maths is correct. You can, I think you might be able to get slightly more if you can do the heavy hold version when they're on the wall, but the timing is a little bit off, and I think you only get like 1 to 3 damage extra, so it's best just to do the normal heavy. So we'll do it again. So heavy, light, bash, and then heavy again. Make sure it's the whole bash as well, if that wasn't clear. So throw, heavy attack from any side, light, hold, bash, and then so that was the hold version there. So that actually does 68 damage with that extra 3, but the timing can be a little bit dodgy. And then you can't chain it as well. So technically 68 is the maximum as far as I can see from testing. Same sort of thing when they try to parry you. So you can just dodge, throw them, and heavy, light, bash, and then heavy there. If you can't help yourself and you do want to actually parry them, then it looks like this. So parry, you have to then zone, light, hold, bash, and then heavy. So yeah, so whenever you parry an out-of-stamina attack, you can't do the heavy to initiate. You have to do the zone, because the zone is quick enough that it allows you to get a second attack out. So just bear that in mind if you want to parry attacks that are out of stamina. So yeah, he missed the ball that time, but that would have been the max punish there. So yeah, as far as I can see, that is the max punishes for parry punishes, and stamina punishes, etc. So now what we're going to do is we're going to turn this bot to level 3, and we're going to show you what the attacks look like from our perspective, so you can get an idea of like the timings and the feel for it, etc. So let's put him here so he can actually start to fight back, and let's see what we can do. GB is a little bit quicker than normal, it seems. But yeah, that's something I've noticed. Kind of strange. I seem to be getting GB'd by that GB more than normal. So that is one thing to note.
Is this the best you can do?
I like to initiate with the bash. That seems to be his best opener. That's the GB again. Fast GB.
Do I have to join?
I like to use a lot of the unblockable heavies. That seems to be a good mix. Always got a nice parry on me there. Let's go to the zone though. That's me using the hyper armored heavy, neutral heavy there, hold heavy. That's also got hyper armor on the zone there, hold zone. He's just gonna hit me through it. No, I think we're gonna die, but yeah, that was just showing off the hyper armored heavy. Pointless kind of using that bash unless there's a wall nearby. So as you can see there, doesn't work otherwise. So yeah, he didn't do too many bashes though. Do the kick there for the 18. I'm gonna keep bashing him towards the wall, because why not? Parry his zone, I think that was. And then finishing off there with the unblockables, which he is not parrying because he's a box and he's level 6. So there you go. Anyway, that is just a very quick showcase of what it looks like to actually fight a JUREN. So now what we're going to do is going to show off the executions for JUREN. So let's go into customize and show you the first one, which is called Not Dead Enough. So you smack them in the chest, you put your halberd into their neck, and they are down, basically. Let's do it from the opposite direction. He's showing off a bit of his acrobatic side as well, even though he's a heavy character, he's still fairly agile, so there you go, he's doing a little bit of a forward roll there. The next one is off the ground, which looks like this. So if we just go back to this, we'll hide the UI, kicks his halberd off the ground into his face, takes him over, then does a flip and smacks him into the ground by stabbing him with the halberd. So they're pretty brutal. So those are the two that you get automatically. You've also got insect swatting, which you can buy for 7,000 steel. And it looks a little bit like this. So you're kind of swatting away his hands by the looks of things. And then you slam him down in the back like that. So he is dead and he's not getting up from that. We'll just change the perspective here So our poor guy, unfortunately, has perished via that. And then the final one is Force of Nature. So if we just start it over here. So yeah, that's a relatively quick one actually. I think that one might be my favourite, just because it's more optimal. Gets the job done. And yeah, so yeah, Force of Nature, probably the most optimal. Let's just change the perspective so you can see what it looks like. It looks like that one probably ledges as well, so it could be quite cool for anyone who wants to make any clips out of people falling off ledges. Of course, just as a note, you can use one of these concision executions. I think Deceitful Concision is a pretty good one. That's relatively quick. So that's available for all heroes, so that will be available for JUREN. You can use that. By the way, as a little bonus, you also get Fireworks Fracas as well this season. So that's the seasonal execution. Yeah. Obviously likes his fireworks, so it kind of makes sense because he's a Chinese hero as well. So yeah, there you go. So now we're going to look at JUREN's feats. As always, new characters have 4 unique feats when they are released. So the first one is called Expendables. This is a passive. It means you can kill friendly soldiers to get health and stamina. So let's go over here and try and see if we can lose some health, so we can actually show it. Let's just try and lose some health from this Genzo if he attacks me. There we go. Okay, so now we'll kill some friendlies. And as you can see, he is healing off of that. There, now we're back to full health by killing our minions. So, not a nice guy. Next thing is called the No Friend of Mine, so it makes all allies visible in enemy radar, and then it shields yourself every time a revealed ally actually dies. So this guy over here is reasonably low, I think, so let's try and wait for these enemies here to kill our bot. So pops it there. Hopefully he gets killed. Come on, Nusha. Bot's actually doing well. Bot is not dying. I don't want him to die. Right, there we go. So there, you see we've got a nice little juicy shield. It's a pretty huge shield as well. So, yeah, it's not to be trifled with that one. The next thing, if we can just get away from these enemies, is the tier 3. So last one standing, you get a stat bonus for each ally currently dead. So you kind of probably already seen it there, but every time our enemy is dead, you get like a number there. So at the moment it's 0 because all our enemies haven't killed any of our teammates. But now you can see there's a number 1 there, because one of our teammates is dead. Now you can see there's number 2, and you can see the shield and sword icon there, which means that we are buffed. Now the final one is the tier 4, which is the God Among Men. So that means that everyone on the battlefield, including enemies and allies, take more damage except for yourself. So yeah, you literally become a God Among Men. So let's pop that there. And now everyone is debuffed. So now we can just go crazy at everyone else's expense, basically. Unless they get revenge, which fortunately this new shirt didn't pop. So yeah, that's his feats basically. So that is going to be it for this video. I hope it's been helpful. I've tried to keep it as succinct and quick and easy to follow as possible. But of course, if you do have any questions, please do put them in the comments and I'll see if I can answer them if I haven't covered anything in this video. So yeah, please do leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll catch you in the next one.